over some isometric movement patterns or movement pathways, and we're going to show you how to set those up, and I'm going to explain myself while I go through them. We're going to start in the butterfly position, and what we're going to do here, and while we're going through all these different positions, I'm going to typically take a big inhale. I'm going to solidify my entire body, and that's the isometric contraction. That's why it's called isometric movement pathway, because we're isometrically contracting, irradiating muscle recruiting throughout the entire body as we move into different positions. Hence isometric movement pathway, or ISOMP. So we're going to start with the butterfly position. I'm going to connect my toes and my feet here. I'm going to press my feet together. I'm going to try to get my knees to the ground actively. So everything I'm doing is pretty much active. I'm trying to ground myself and get deeper into my end range as I go through this. I'm using my hands as muscle recruitment or irradiation. What that's going to do is it's going to start recruiting the muscle fibers in the pectoralis major, upper chest area. It'll also start getting into the lats, the biceps, the triceps, which is going to help control all the other movement patterns below. So we're going to go with lower body today. So we're going to squeeze the fists, we're going to squeeze the chest, squeeze biceps, triceps. I'm going to take a big inhale. I'm going to start completing the movement. So we're going to go from butterfly to bear, and bear to straddle, straddle to bear, and then bear back to butterfly. So we're going to take an inhale and go unilaterally, 1 foot at a time. Inhale, irradiate, lift up. So what I'm doing here is I'm actively going into external rotation. You should be able to hold this right here off the ground for at least 10 seconds. And then from here, I'm going to try to get this foot up as high as it'll go. Open it up and just connect it to the ground right here. So I'm in active range of motion here with my external hip external rotation. From here, I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. This time I'm going to squeeze the hands out front. Take a big inhale, irradiate, lift up, hold, open it up. Now both feet are on the ground. So I'm actively pressing into the ground here. This is not passive. So I have to actively open my legs up as I hold here, and I'm trying to keep my body up by trying to flex my spine forward here. And then from here I'm going to squeeze the fist and go out to my straddle. Take a big inhale. And then slowly extend. Same thing other side, inhale. And you're trying to control the movement from liftoff to landing. And you're trying to do it nice and slow and controlled. From straddle position, I'm going to go back from straddle to bear, bear to butterfly. I'm going to squeeze the fist. I'm going to start with this side and come in unilaterally. Other side. Going back to butterfly to start. Inhale. So that would be an isometric movement pattern from butterfly to bear to straddle and then back to start. All right. Now we're going to go from butterfly to pigeon. Okay. So a little bit different, and then we'll go from butterfly to kneeling. All right. So this is what it's going to look like. We're going to start in butterfly. I'm going to squeeze my fist. Same thing. I'm going to go into active external rotation, hover the foot off the ground. This time I'm going to straighten it out to that straddle. Point the toe, lean if I need to the opposite leg. Set the foot down. Turn toward that knee. Push into the ground with that foot. And reach forward here. And we're going to go back. First thing I'm going to do is externally rotate the tibia. Actively press my adductors and knee into the ground. Slowly come down. I'm going to open this up to butterfly. And then from butterfly, I'm going to try the same thing on the other side. Here we go. Squeeze the fists. Actively bring that foot up. Open it out, point the toe, lean, turn, point the toe, reach into that pigeon position, come back down, hands out front, externally rotate the tibia, come back to your butterfly position. Alright, so that would be butterfly to pigeon. Alright, so now we're going to go from butterfly to kneeling. So kneeling is basically we're just going to stack the knees and feet and try to maneuver ourselves into our kneeling position. Okay, come back, open up to kneeling. Alright, so that would be butterfly to kneeling. And then from butterfly to kneeling, we'll go into combat. So butterfly to kneeling to combat. Okay, combat, kneeling, butterfly, other way. Okay, now in this combat position here, one knee is totally bent and the other knee is almost all the way bent. Our back foot here is plantar flex, and this front leg is dorsiflex. Okay, this hip is in flexion, and this hip is pretty neutral here. Okay, so from here, what we're doing is we're just stretching the ankle joint here in dorsiflexion. You can kind of hang out here. See how that feels in the back of the soleus Achilles tendon here, the ankle joint and dorsiflexion. Alright, let's go back the other way. Let's try this side. Should feel a good stretch